Welcome Congresswoman Gwen back to the stage. We'd like to show a short video highlighting her work for the people of Wisconsin.
Morning, Democrats. I have the distinct privilege and pleasure of introducing our next speaker. And as you can see, I have a long introduction written on the back of my Recall Walker book. Actually, it sent me about 4 pages of her resume, and I figured you guys did not want to be bored this morning. So I decided to give you the basic information. She was first elected to Congress in 1998 to the 9th Congressional District of Illinois. She represents the north side of Chicago and some of the northern suburbs, including Evanston. She is married to Bob Kramer. She has 4 grandkids, and she serves on the very powerful Energy and Commerce Committee, and which was one of the major authors of our health care bill. She also serves on the Intelligence Committee. She was tapped recently to serve on the famous Simpson-Bowles Debt Commission. Jan Schakowsky was on that debt commission, and she came up with comprehensive reforms. In her particular, she had a package, friend and foe, talks about the Schakowsky plan. Because she balances the budget over time and does it without decimating the poor and the elderly and young people. She has shown us the path to do that. It was really quite an education to go through the Schakowsky plan. I hope I'm not stealing her points, but I can tell you some of the stuff that I learned. That we have the same sort of thing that brought the country down, Wall Street financing of debt. We give millions of dollars of tax benefits to those people who over leverage debt. And we actually give them tax breaks for this. We should end that according to the Schakowsky plan. Of course, the subsidies to big oil and eliminating the Bush-era tax cuts for the wealthiest. And of course, many tax expenditures. She has identified so many tax expenditures. You know, the tax code benefits wealthy people. It does not benefit those of us who are sitting here. And Jan has gone through with a fine-tooth comb through the tax code and identified so many opportunities to scale back trillions of dollars of tax expenditures to the wealthiest Americans. Now, Jan is a fool, a F-O-O. That means she a friend of Obama. And as such, Jan was this was back like 2003, 2002, before any of us had ever heard of Obama. Jan went to the White House. George W. Bush was president. And she went in and she had a big button on, and the president frowned, got up close right in her chest, looking at the button, and his eyes crossed, about to call out the Secret Service on her, because this is a great big old Obama button. And she said, it says Obama, not Osama. And so George W. Bush said, you know, I've never heard of him. And she said, you will. You know, now that's the official part about Jan, but let me tell you the most important part about Jan, what I know of Jan. Jan is a leader. She has been a friend of mine since before I was elected. You know, she sent me money when I was going to run. While I was busy begging all of you all for money, all of you guys who know me already, Jan, sight unseen, sent me money to run. Said, run, Gwen, run. And then I met her, and we live in an apartment building in Washington, D.C., and we share a wall. And more importantly, I don't have an iron board, so I often knock on her door to borrow her iron board. The couple of times I've had to iron something. Yeah, I know, I don't like to iron, but there are times when Brenda sort of makes me iron, makes me clean up a little bit. She lives in our apartment building. She's a fantastic neighbor. As she has said of me, you know, not only do we share a wall, we share a worldview. She is a progressive woman. She's a wonderful woman. She is going to wow you here today. And even before she became a member of Congress, she was passionate about taking care of people. Whenever you go to the grocery store and you see the expiration date on foods, Jan Schakowsky, as a community activist, made that happen. That's who she is. A consumer advocate, a progressive woman, someone who's called for the end of these wars in order to reduce our deficit. A mother, a grandmother, the immediate past chair of the Women's Caucus. I present to you my good friend, my neighbor, my soul sister, Jan Schakowsky. Nice congratulations.